Warm welcome to the studios of Kiss FM to Sean Sullivan. How are you going, DJ Shawnee?
Sir Joseph Midro, how are you?
Not too bad, not too bad.
That's the way, mate.
So, a big hello. On your behalf to Melbourne out there, Sean played the hour before Saturday show from 6 till 7. Shawnee, tell us what you were actually doing.
To be honest, I did myself a bit of a mischief yesterday, Joe. I woke up out of bed and stepped on my glasses. Can't bloody see, mate.
Well, I've experienced that as well. There's nothing worse than like losing your glasses because they're really hard to find when you're having trouble seeing.
And not only that, my Mac charger blew up yesterday, so I only had an hour of power.
A bit of blow up one.
Yeah, it's an 85 watt and it overheated and blew up, sparked. So I couldn't find another one today, so luckily it lasted the hour.
We've just been discussing MacBooks. I've got the MacBook M1, which is the 2021 model, and
500 gig 500 terabyte solid state 16 gig i7 quad-core processor, M1.
Something like that, and
no Intel anymore.
Well, it's Mac chip, and the thing is,
iOS.
The thing is. The thing we're actually discussing, any people out there, Mac people, was the inputs on the side. This particular model has two, what do you call them?
Thunderbolt.
There you go, Thunderbolt or USB-C, we call them, inputs. And we just sort of, I'm not sure whether Sean's a bit of a producer, and what do you use to produce, and like, how are we finding the Mac? I guess the limitations.
I use the old ones, the MacBook Pros with I use FireWire, and I like to have 3 USB hubs. Also, the solid state, and also the what is it? The Cat 5.
Okay.
Yeah. Reason being, FireWire for my sound card, 3 USB ports, 1 for the sound card, 2 for the tractor. I run an 8-channel USB hub with AC power.
What sound card are you using?
I had it stolen, so I'm just using my Tractor F1 at the moment with Native Instruments, which is still 24-bit 96 kilohertz.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's very technical sort of stuff there. So, in relation to these computers, like, I don't know why we're going to this in particular, but we're just doing a bit of analysis.
That 17-inch I've got, it's only for music only. It has no iCloud, no music, no Bluetooth, no Wi-Fi, nothing like that. It's for music only.
What year is it?
2012, i7 quad-core. Yeah,
the Macs didn't change a lot over the years, and
they have, yeah.
Well, they haven't really.
Yeah.
There was a while there where it was recommended that stick with a slightly older model when all these Airs started coming out, and they were experimenting, and because of the ability to upgrade the RAM in particular.
Yeah.
And you could even get to a point where if you were using the disk drive, put another drive in there, and a lot of problems that I think people had with the Airs in particular.
Yeah, I used to have a MacBook Air. I use it for tracking, it works fine.
But the RAM in a lot of them is not upgradable.
That's correct, yeah.
And if you buy yourself a machine and it's got 4 gigs on it.
It's only got 2 slots with 4 gig.
Well, you can't actually install it at the point of time when you buy it.
Well, with the Air, you can't modify them.
There you go. So that's a massive limitation. So, that's why there's a lot of computers out there, in particular that range of the Macs, that became outdated pretty much before they were even sold, just about.
Yeah.
So anyway, Shawnee, what are we listening to?
Full Moon and a Trout.
That's all right.
On, what is it?
Rising High Records.
Originally, which you got me onto back in 1997 now.
Yeah, Rising High Records is one of the first labels that came out at the start.
I know, you got me.
The original stuff that I bought was actually Project One. It was like Breakbeaty stuff.
Yeah. Back to Central Station, or?
No, I was actually getting them from MBS. I was writing for Press Magazine.
That's right,
and getting the latest ones there to review.
Yeah.
Then Rising High Records started bringing a sort of a different side. And Casper Pound, who wrote this one under The Hypnotist.
Yeah.
Pioneers of a Warp Groove, House is Mine. It was sort of this really hardcore, ravey sort of tracks, piano and that sort of mixture to it.
Yeah. Both you and Jeff Tyler had the most broadest catalogue on this label. And Richie.
Oh, Richie's got the broadest catalogue label on it.
Yeah. Shout out to Richie McNeil from Sean Sullivan. Thank you for everything you've done for me. And yourself and Jeff Tyler and Mark James.
You do. I was actually speaking to another friend about this earlier today. Like, certain people you really do have to hats off to. And Richie and Mark James in particular, they are two people that work their asses off. And
They sure did. They deserve everything they've got.
There's the current sort of state of the scene at the moment. Now, this is a bit of a, interesting question, because it seems to be a lot potentially about to happen. Potentially may explode, it may not. The thing that happened in Melbourne was we're like pretty close to, like, right up at the forefront of the international sort of scene in relation to dance music, and Melbourne was really
in the 90s. Melbourne had the reputation of being techno city in the world. Forget Berlin, Melbourne was the techno capital of the world.
in the 90s.
Yeah. Thanks to the Mud Crew, every picture.
Well, okay, to a degree techno, yeah, and then I think
And hardware,
I think,
of course.
yeah, and of course, the 90s we were talking, and then the 2000s sort of came in, and then sort of the sound sort of switched, and I think that's when
1988 started, not the 90s.
yeah, okay, but now I'm just talking about like the 2000 year, how it sort of went more trance, and then there was the house sort of sound sort of it changed, and I think that's when Future Entertainment really started to come in.
Remember 2000, the Millennium, we played at Earthcore.
Oh. Did we?
Yeah,
I thought we just sucked a houseboat.
You sucked a houseboat. That was funny as.
It's a very, very long story, and it needs to be told properly.
Made it into the newspaper.
It's funny, it's actually.
I remember myself and Adrian Van Ray going, I think we better go, and we had just an inclination, perhaps it was time to go, and we went, and as soon as we left, just sunk the boat. Yeah, you docked it to the side and to the back of the inn or something, right?
Well, there was a lot of things.
Yeah.
But,
oh,
how's that? It's for a quick stop.
yeah.
Yes, but I'll tell you something interesting. Unfortunately, we lost Spiro from Earthcore not that long ago.
Yeah.
And, I was looking at...
Rest in peace, Spiro.
I'm just getting me peace.
You bad bastard.
Yeah, but,
He's madder than me.
well, he got pretty angry.
Yeah.
Anyway, like...
Freak little bastard from Cheltenham. Yeah.
I keep losing my train of thought. I'm wondering why.
Days are good, boy. You're right.
Yes, we'll be back in a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. I was doing looking into a little bit of the articles a bit later on in the piece with Spiro, and there was a thing about his most favourite moment from Earthcore, and funnily enough, was the sinking of the houseboat was what he mentioned in 2000.
Yeah, sure. That was a memorable moment. One memorable moment for that was the console on the main stage, which was a steam train. Remember?
Well,
kind of a train.
I know. I remember when we lost power. We lost power because we had a brand new Deco generator that just come from the Bon Jovi concert.
It was only a 30 kVA. That's why.
Anyway, so that we basically gave up some days and all the things to go up and do this sound on our stage.
I know that. Yeah. And welcome 2000.
And anyway, so we lost power for that. And we went and sourced out another generator and started getting a few things going one by one. And
I've seen generators go down before. Once at Kyle Castle, what happened when Humate were about to come on in the morning, the generator shut down. Simon Digby had to deal with that, and I remember going silent for a while, but then the generator came, it came back on, Humate came on, and it rocked.
We actually ended up getting maybe about 6 or 7 extension leads from Earthcore's main stage.
Yeah, right. Three-phase or like 240 volt?
No, it was just long leads.
Long leads.
and there was a little bit of water that got into the... Don't you remember this?
No.
No? Well, anyway, water got into the circuit, somehow it short-circuited everything, all the controls on stage and everything, so...
Well, lucky it wasn't a 3-phase cable to a bathtub, mate.
Well, it was pretty close too. It was about to rain, so it wasn't far off that.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm. So what are you doing with Sean? Are you doing any production?
I'm working in the film industry now.
Okay.
I've moved on. I work,
which part of the film industry?
Studio doing production. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. And what motivated you to get your butts up?
Well, I've done production since I was 15 at Sandringham Secondary College. As you know, I went to VCA. I started off doing lighting at Sandringham Secondary College. Got work experience with a guy called Rowan Thornton, who was a lighting director at Channel 9, and invented the Berry light, who Phil Collins designed and never sold. He only rented. They were the best intelligent moving head in the world, the first moving head ever invented after the track spot. That was the first Bobo scan, basically.
I guess then everything was just sort of...
I started doing lighting in year 7 and I moved on to sound and every aspect of production over my whole life. I'm now 41, I started when I'm 16.
Yeah, you'd start early, Sean. Even Sean was one of the naughty underages that used to sneak into the clubs.
That's correct.
But you were allowed to go to the parties.
Well, I remember when I was production manager at a Heat nightclub in Chasers at 16 and the police would come in and do checks, I'd have to hide. I'd be still drinking. The managers knew, but they go, you're so good at what you do, we don't care.
First time I actually went to a nightclub was with Steve Robbins and sort of stuck me in as well. I know,
Steve Bogan, shout out to you and Steve, mate.
Yes. Steve Robbins. Hey Steve, how are you?
Hey Steve.
And Mr. Carboni as well.
David Carboni, FSOM, and Josh Abrahams. Yeah.
And there's been a bit of I've seen
Future Sound in Melbourne.
Filter advertising recently, popping up.
I remember a decade Mark James did. They came on in the morning and their live system crashed. FSOM. And Sean Quinn had to come on and play.
FSOM is technically Future Sound in Melbourne. That was David Carboni and Steve Robbins.
Yeah, but Josh Abrahams was behind it too.
And the track Welcome.
Yeah.
Which one Aria?
There was a whole lot of them. I mean, they were brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
So, where do you reckon the music's going to go? Or where is it at the moment? Is it going to progress, change, stay how it is? It's interesting stage of music. And,
we're in the future.
We're in the future.
We're in 2022, mate. How's that? In the fifth dimension.
And why do you say that?
Because everything's in 5K HD and the world's changed and it's the multiverse now. It's not this Earth.
Okay. Interesting. I don't know how deep we're going to go on this one.
Well, I'm very spiritual and a religious man, but well,
I think this is
not a square head.
It's pretty good, big round buffy head. It's pretty
My father was a futurist and an artist, and he wrote a lot of poetry and taught me a lot of stuff, and I'm very educated on the universe and the multiverse and the future and the 13 dimensions.
What is the multiverse? In your words,
basically, the soul is forever lasting, and we go into different realms of
existence,
eternal. We're going to basically be humanoids and be able to live to the age of 160 by the year 2040.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. You'll be able to implant a Google chip into your head and obtain any information that you want, and basically...
like Matrix sort of shit, yeah?
To a degree, yes.
I actually heard, what's his name, Mr. SpaceX, talking about it. He said you could pretty much, the genetic coding, become a butterfly if you wanted to.
Yeah, well, that's... you can, yeah, if there's 13 different species of aliens.
Only 13.
A lot that I'm aware of.
It's an interesting one. Like, it's an interesting time where technology and the whole alien thing was a very big part of the scene initially at the start. A lot of people are still pretty well inspired, but then there's been a lot of science and investigated and
well, the White House and the Congress has actually revealed to the public about the whole phenomenon. It's been declassified.
Well, here's another one actually.
You thank Bill William Cooper for that. Those who don't know, you should look him up.
Bill Cooper was
you and me went to that 1996 when we got that DVD.
The Pale White Horse. It was cool.
Well, we got a black and white video of him on a CD that was sent to us.
Yeah, Bill Cooper was his father was a test pilot around the era of the 40s and stuff, and there was
he knows everything about the secret. He had a Class A security clearance. He worked for the NSA and was a Navy pilot.
So the moon landing. Now there's a lot of stuff, and Lisa Jane Evers that's actually someone that keeps feeding information about this, and we discuss it. And
it's actually the port lookout on a submarine.
The Earth orbit zone they talk about that they're in now, and they sort of spend most of their time up in space. Now that's sort of not that far up, and that's a long way from the moon.
Well, they cloak themselves so they're invisible to us. We can't see them.
Sure.
Apparently.
Well, okay.
things have been seen where the ocean just opens up and these things appear out of the water and come out and disappear and come back in again.
Totally believable. It's a good spot to hide, that one.
Apparently, yeah.
Well,
apparently there's some nasty things underneath the ground of the earth. There's a thing called DUM, Deep Underground Military Bases. There's 250 in the world, all connected by a light-speed monorail going at Mark 5.
Interesting.
Yeah. 50 drilled through with a laser drill, melting rock at the speed of lightning, all self-sufficient, going with multiple levels.
And what's the purpose of this installation?
In case the world comes to an end, it was said there was supposed to be security bases for the president, but they're basically to house the city of humans once the Earth is no longer livable.
So, why wouldn't we go into space? Why do you think they're preparing to go like into the ground and not like up?
Well, we will be able to, but let's not go there. Let's just let people have a think about that.
So, future, we are futures.
That's
right. So, what is the future of you? So, Sean, what are you going to do with yourself?
Well, pardon me?
What's the future hold?
Me, I want to live a quiet life and write books and do an audio book and just go to work and enjoy myself. They say there's no saying. My dad taught me, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life.
Yeah, that's a good saying, that one. Fair enough. So
I love what I do, and I get good money for it.
So it sounds like a bit of a win-win.
Yeah, well, I don't own a house yet, but spend too much money.
Well, I mean, sure. We're going there. Let's talk music and music production.
Yeah, let's do that.
Music production. So, alright, people out there who might be producing music, myself personally spent the last 7 years getting my head around or trying to...
Well, you're doing very well. I've heard your tracks are very good. Yeah.
And, so music production these days, Shawnee, like...
I use Logic, I master myself, I use Pro Tools, my friend Oliver Lee I send stuff to.
And does he like to talk to you back, or...?
Of course he does, yeah. However, I've always had the philosophy like Jeff Mills, I write music and I don't release it, it's only for myself so no one else has it, which was a mistake because it didn't give me a global profile to tour on Beatport and various labels. However, I've got a back catalogue of 20 years of tracks that I've made myself that I've never released.
And I think there's a lot of people that in a very similar situation to that, to have a lot of tracks. And
yeah, and I want to keep it that way, to be honest.
Well, that's fine. We, on the other hand, are going to be looking for people out there who have these tunes, producers and people who never really got recognition they deserved.
Yeah.
And try and relaunch this industry, Melbourne music industry across the board in Melbourne, I guess.
Yeah.
Not just the dance industry.
Well, I started off at the Palace Complex under Jeff Howard, where you gave me a residency, but John Barker taught me everything I know about sound and how to run a 48-channel analog audio desk full of output gear and 8 bus channels and sends and auxiliaries and fallback and how to mix properly.
Johnny Barker was part of IM with Richard Sickerstan and also did a lot of the production.
He's production manager of Future Entertainment.
Which is a pretty impressive title, that one.
Yeah, he was my mentor. And now his son, Josh Barker. Bruce Johnson's a personal friend of mine who owns Johnson Audio, who was Silverchair and Powderfinger sound engineer. He owned a Jam Tin in Moorabbin, and he owns J&S, which is a global audio company, the biggest audio company in the Southern Hemisphere. We have a warehouse in every state in the country. One in Yarraville with basically 12 bays full of equipment, 8 semi-trailers.
You worked with quite a few different production companies and lighting companies and sound companies over the years.
Yeah, I have.
So what's your favourite actual, role or in these...
Production manager. I don't have to do anything. I just delegate. I'm not in the tools.
Fair enough. Right?
Yeah, but I like getting on the tools. It keeps you fit, and I'm fascinated by technology and rigging and equipment and putting on a professional show.
Speaking of
hydraulic chain blocks, multi-cores, moving heads, digital technology, LEDs, Their new mixing desks are out of control. Digico, you don't need outboard gear anymore. It's all inbuilt and it's all digital, and it's amazing what you can do.
One thing that still sort of baffles me is how many leads and cords we still need.
Well, yeah, it depends on what you're using and how you use it these days.
Yeah.
You can run systems wirelessly now and through, not Bluetooth, but wirelessly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How stable are these platforms and how safe
Very
are they?
stable. However, I prefer, I don't like Bluetooth, I don't like wireless. I use hard leads like balanced cables and hardwire.
Hence my point, it's sort of technology is not quite...
well, it depends what you've got and how much money you have and what you can afford.
Well, yes and no, but the whole...
Or what you have access to. You can hire stuff, you can go to studios, but you want analog, you want 24-bit 96 kilohertz true stereo in basically an 80,000 watt sound system on a Nexo Alpha E or a I don't know, I'm tired right now.
The Nexo systems are the ones that use Earth Core and a lot of big bands out there. They're pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And we're gonna
Fine arrays, they're flowing and they're absolutely amazing what you can do with them.
Yeah. All right. Well, we are going to throw to a few words from our sponsors and members. KissFM.com.au.
I'll tell you what, I want Charlotte the Wits monitoring system.
Yeah, Charlotte the Wits.
Quadraphonic monitoring.
Well, it's pretty important. It's something like this. In the early years, it was
when you're using tractor and 4 decks, and you need to hear every sonic possible on a big system. Yeah, so monitoring is the most important thing. Not 2 fallback wedges facing up at you. You want quadraphonic sound with subs, ratchet strapped to a dolly board, and basically.
Why on earth do they call it a dolly board? I still laugh at that name.
Yeah.
Got your dolly. All right, you're on Sound and LJs. This is Kids. We'll be back soon.